You can't run this. Oh, that's good. The bravest of all souls. Get file name, dir file size, get file name.
And that's wrong. That file size equals get file name. That should be file name equals get file name.
File name equals instead of file size, of course.
Yeah.
File name equals get file name, but it's still gonna fail on get file name. And then dir file was os list dir. Ooh, that sounds scary. I don't know what list dir does. Sounds like it's gonna give you a bunch of files. Not just one.
It just lists all the files in that directory.
Yeah, but then what happens when you do just get file name from all the files? Console dot not console. Print dir file. I don't know if you can do this.
You don't need quotes.
I put both of them. I did it both. Apple. Empty. It's getting you a list of stuff, not just one thing. That's what's going on here. You're gonna have to loop over them. I think that's what the case is. Like, touch yo mama tonight. Oops. Whatever. Python 3, hate this. Apple, right? Yo mama tonight. You can't just pass it the entire array. That's what you're doing, I think. I think you can't pass it. Might be tripping. Let me see. So you're doing get file name, and you're passing it an array of shit, and you're trying to call list dir on it, and I think that's the problem here. You already did list dir on it. You're not really trying to get the file name, right? Oh, all right. Whoa. If you already did OS list dir, you don't want to do that, right? That was just something you did for debugging, I guess.
All right.
Do you remember?
Yep.
You keep cutting out. I can't tell what's going on.
Hear me?
I can't tell what's going on. I don't know if you intended this to be, you know.
No, I think you're right. That second lister doesn't need to be in there.
I'm gonna get rid of the first one, and I'm gonna just put down direct. Ooh, fuck. My life. I'm gonna get rid of this first lister, and then I'm gonna go here and just change this to pass in directory. And so then you're gonna get. You're not just getting a file name. You're gonna get all the file names in this case. Right. And you're returning the file names right here. That's fine. But then, what would the next thing? Who touched it last?
Yeah, so that's just the
You just want. But do you want it to like only work on one file? Because I'm seeing right here, who touched it last. I don't see it going over anything. Just you're giving it like it's only doing one thing at a time. Unless the whole point of it is to talk about every single file.
Yeah, it's to talk about every single file.
Yeah, you just need another for each file and dir file kind of deal going on. You already have it here and here. You just don't have it here. Like for each.
I thought just by listing dir file, it would automatically do it.
The thing about dir file, ooh, and that dir file is messed up right there on that line. That F is a lowercase. Under file sizes, he had. Yeah. So like, I don't know if it automatically does it, but I know when you do os.listdir, right? I don't know what the fuck I'm pressing. It keeps messing everything up. Jesus. I know that this is returning an array. When you get file name, and secondly get file names. And so now everything that you pass after, that's file names technically. But you want to get last mod? Okay, whoa. Let me clarify on this then. Are you trying to are you trying to pass in the directory and have it figure out everything by itself? Like, oh, okay, without you having to deal with putting any file names?
Right, exactly.
Okay, and so when you're dealing this with when you're doing this in the program, do you want it to keep calling, like, let's say, I don't know how to do this. Let's say you say get files, right, in that directory, and then it shows you all the different files. And then you have a list of files now. Do you want that list of files to go to the next program, the next function calls, and do like a for each, like you're doing here for each file? Or do you want to write it so it's like you only deal with one file at a time, and then you call that function like each time, if that means anything? Like, you have a function here run over all the files in a list that you pass in, or you can have a function that takes one file at a time, and then you just say for each file display path for that file, because that's the way I would do it. I wouldn't try to make this function try to take a list. I would just try to say, like, this function should just display the path for one file, but then when you're calling it, you can just do like one loop like this. You can be like, for each file in dir file, and then you say display path file size, who touched it last, you know? Instead of trying to do like display path for each file, then file size for each file, and then who touched it last for each file.
So just define one function instead of those 4 or 5.
Yeah, I would rather have one loop that goes over the files, and then your functions, instead of taking like lists and doing for each file, they just focus on just one thing at a time. Plus, that's how I think they would work. I don't know. I think it sounds better that way. I think it might be easier to read, but who knows? What does your boy want you to do?
The directions are just to. It doesn't say how you have to do it. He just wants certain results. So.
All right. Let's do this then.
The list the file name, the path, the file size, the last modified time, and the MD5.
Do you have to have the same names for the functions? Like get file name has to be called get file name?
Oh, those are names I made up. Everything on here is made up. I just need to display the results that he wants.
All right, so you get the directory, you get the file names, and then I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to save it all and then print it later.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I just want to print it out in one table at the end.
Shit. Let's see what I can do. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Starry. I know. I was thinking about something like that.
Too advanced. That's too advanced.
No. He's trying to put everything in one line, right? It's nice, but ain't nobody got time for that. So, like, do you see how he does? You do file details, dir file name, or dir file equals, and then you say file size, last mod file hash. I wouldn't even make these variables. I would literally call the functions like right here. Yeah. And then the worst part about it is, I don't like this dir file thing, because I think you called the directory dir file too. That's kind of messed up. Get rid of that. No, you didn't. You didn't call it. It was just directory.
The dir file
it's path
for the list of the directory.
Okay. Well, I got path now. You're gonna want that. You want to keep that, right? Oh yeah, it's already called dir directory. I don't care. So I got something called directory, and I'm just gonna do it like this. I got the file names now for each file in file names. Now what am I doing? I'm going to say that Huh. What happens if I define a variable in here and then try to use it outside of the loop? Like on the next lines, like outside of this block? I don't think
I
it's
think
gonna
it'll work.
I think it might disappear. Oh man. I want to see how this is possible to do it in one go. Like create this thing that you want, like file details of directory equals, and then you pass in like the function you want to run. But it makes no sense to do this for each then. I think. Oh, you're not passing in a directory. You have to literally have the name of the file. Okay. For each file. There we go. We're good. I'm still here. You want what? You want file size? Get file size.
It's full path, the file size, yeah.
Oh, I can't write that. Get file size. Oh, I have to get the full path for the file?
Yeah, the full for each file, yeah, full path.
Is that like as the index for the file details array? Like saying like, or the map with the dictionary or whatever it's called list? Like each file is supposed to be the full path. Damn. That's scary because that means I'll have to actually get the full path name. File path equals. How do I get the file path? Oh, you got it right here. I see it.
It's down there.
Oh, display path. You already have that shit. Okay. I don't like that. It's called each file. Kind of fucks me up. The file is reserved. God damn. For each f in, I would do this. Last mod. Who touched it last f? What else do we got?
Hash value, the MD5.
I don't understand if you only have what's it called? The file name, which is just some string, like Apple. How is it gonna know where the hell like the file is? So I feel like when I run this, it's gonna error out because the only one I feel that might work is
You have to take the directory that you input it and then join it with the file name to get that full path.
That's annoying. All right, I can do that. File path, and is that what display path does?
Yeah, that's supposed to be what it does.
Where's display path at? I don't see this function. Oh, I
Right
see
there.
it.
See os.path.absolute path.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of that.
File.
I'm getting rid of that. Ooh, I better not fuck up right now. I better save. Go back up. Where's this each file? Display path. So what I want though, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What's a path library?
I was just making a set of all the dictionary there instead, but I thought a set would work.
I don't know what to do. All right, so I'm passing it one file, just one, a directory file, right? And I'm returning that absolute crap. And
You
so
want me to go hunt down your chapstick?
go find that chapstick.
Mario said go find it.
Yeah, okay, Mario.
Yeah.
Okay, too.
It should be in the kitchen. Oh, or maybe it's upstairs.
File hash.
What is that? Hash value FP. What is that?
I just changed it all to FP because what's passing in is just a file, right? From the directory names. I mean, you pass in directory and I have like yo mama, whatever. So you just have yo here, and then I need that display path to add that directory onto the front of it. So I call that FP for file path. Or
Okay,
full
okay.
path, I guess, at this point. And I think that's it. And you have hash value, def hash value. Okay, so now I just gotta make sure that all of these stop trying to do for every single one of them. Like, I just need to do one by one. I think it'll be good. Which means I have to change this from dir file to, oh yeah, dir file, that's fine. Thought I said each file. What's this one doing? Who touched it last? Get rid of that. Simplify it. Dir file. File size, don't need that. Yeah, you try to do too much logic.
Yeah, maybe I think about it too much and I just write down what I'm thinking or type out what I'm thinking maybe.
This like is supposed to, you're supposed to like try to make your functions, whatever you're gonna call, as simple as possible, because then if you really needed something that displays all the paths, a function that does that, you just build that yourself, like using this smaller function rather than trying to put all that logic into one function. All right, so I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna get rid of this file hash and file details. File details is gonna get screwed. So somewhere up here I have to define file details, I think, because I don't think it's gonna last. I don't know how to set stuff. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. Did I do something wrong? I don't know.
Well, you don't need that file details, do you? Because you already created it.
I'm creating it inside here. That's the thing I'm worried about. Like that, if it's inside of the for loop, I don't know how Python does it. In some languages, because it's in this scope one level deep, and it was created in this one level deep, it's not gonna make it out here. But we'll see. So let me just double check. This is taking a single file. Let me try to do something. Dir file over to. Yeah, I don't want to change that. Get file size. I called it get file size. It's not even called get file size. It's just file size. File size. Who touched it last is a long ass name. I'm gonna leave it. Put a space there for OCD, and let's run this bitch. Apple. Get file names is not defined. Sounds familiar, right?
That's what you just.
Where is it? Apple. Yeah, it's the same thing as before for you. Get file names is not defined. Or did it say get file name? Get file names. On line 15. Set number, line 15. Get file names. Yeah. Alright, so maybe Python doesn't do this. I think you gotta put all your freaking functions up top.
It's got to be up top.
Yeah, I think you gotta put all functions up top. I'm not sure though. Like, I thought it's called like hoisting when you in programming, where it implicitly brings different defined things to the top. Not every language supports it, and I have a feeling that this one might not. Might be completely wrong though. Well, did something. No such file directory, edu yo. So I'm passing in yo. Just at what point? What file is I on? Line 42. Set number, line 42. File details. File size, os.stat dir file. It's tripping. It completely forgets about my Apple directory.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me see what happens if I enter in the directory fully, like root edu apple. Yeah, no such file directory. So it's only doing root edu. It doesn't even care about Apple for some reason, and then it's adding yo, which is one of the files in there. So, and that's happening on line 19. And line 19 is this os stat dir file. My dir file's fucked. So that means And since this is file size, the first thing I want here is file size. To me, that means FP is wrong. Display path is missing Apple. It's missing Apple. Display path, where the fuck is it? Print display path. I don't know if I could do this, or if it's just gonna freaking yell at me if I like print out some string and then try to add path. You tripping, dude. It like doesn't understand what Apple is. It loses it somewhere. I'm passing the wrong file to display path, am I? What the fuck is this? Display path takes F for file names. Jeebus. Dude, it's missing something. It's just missing Apple. I don't know why. OS absolute path. dir file. OS absolute path. Python. Abs path returns a normalized absolution version of the path name path. On most platforms, this is equivalent to calling norm path. I think I need to do this.
Maybe you need to change dir path to directory.
I was thinking that, but then like it would just like it just pretends whatever you pass in is dir path. So you mean like put directory on in front? Like that will make kind of sense to put directory on, but up here. But I don't know.
Or just do absolute path directory plus.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe absolute path needs that. So it's OS path abs path. OS path abs path Python 3. Import OS. OS path abs path. Apple. I mean, what? This directory. Root edu. I'm disgusted right now.
Maybe we need an os.path.join in there first.
I think this is what's happening. I think if you just call this thing without anything, it just gives you your current working directory, and then whatever you pass in, it'll add to that. So you do have to pass in that, what's it called? Apple. Like what you were saying about the join?
Yeah.
Where's the joins in this bit?
os.path.join.
Join path. Join one or more path components intelligently. I know nothing of this, Jon Snow. I'm surprised like real path doesn't give you what you need. Like Python get path to file. Dir name, absolute path, file. Holy Jesus. There's like so many different ways to do this.
Stack Overflow triggers me because people answer different questions that are being asked, and yeah.
Get absolute file path Python 3. Same shit. I have to pass it a directory then for it to work. Also work if it's already an absolute path. Alright, well, I guess that's just something I don't know. I'm gonna work the code for this. Hate this. Where is this? So this technically wants directory. I can't spell. And I don't want to give you this. This is terrible. If I send you this, this breaks things, by the way. OS. Because on Windows, it's a backslash or something, and on whatever, it's a /.
Yeah.
And I need to find out what function it is that gives you the right one. Like there's an actual splitter? No. How to figure out path splitter Python. I don't know what the hell I'm typing. Join. You were right.
Yeah, os.path.join.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do I want to do this here? I want to do.
What I had was I defined full path, which equaled the os.path.join
It was
directory plus the file.
dir file. Okay, and then here I'll just make it absolute path.
Yeah.
Really should. Absolute. I don't even need this. I know it's gonna work. It better work. What am I doing here? Are you even passing the right shit? Path. Boom. Here we go. Python 3, hate this.
Yeah,
Apple. Directory not found. Please enter another path. I didn't spell right. Okay, cool. What did it do here? File not found. No such file or directory. Yo. That's cool, my dude. But what line did it say that? Line 24? Line 24 is timestamp.
So it made it past that then.
I think it made it past that. I don't know. I think it has file size. But I can double check real quick by like just doing it here. Like,
do you have to change all of those dir files to path now?
Give me a
Or the
second.
absolute path?
Probably not. We'll see. Print FZ, and then I'll do touched last FP. I sent F instead of FP in there. That's why it didn't work. By the way, you see it? What am I doing? Who touched it last? FP. So maybe I should have never told you to do it like that. Because then if something does break, instead of it saying it broke on line 47, and then you have to look and see what function it broke on, I think this is easier to debug. Print last touched. And then print hash value. And then I'm gonna replace all these. Last touched, oof. FZ. Oh, I was trying to do stuff like that. Oh, I didn't even notice. I'm dumb. LT. HV. Damn, dude. I'm a Dumbo. Who touched it last? is not defined. I can't spell. Who touched it last? Who touched? Oh, capital I. Give me that. I got Apple. I got a bunch of stuff from os.stat that I don't know what the hell that is. I got a date though. And then I got a hash value. And file details is not defined, just like I thought it would be. So basically, because we define it here, it's not going to be happy. I think it needs to be defined right before the function on the most outer scope, like this. I don't know if that does anything, but this should fix it. Oof. Invalid syntax. I'm gonna set it to 0 or something. How to init declare a dict in Python. All right. There's a problem here though, because OS stat results are freaking huge, man, and you just care about this. I think this is the output of the command when it's running. Yeah.
811. That
Yeah,
should be
you only
it.
care about this. Okay. Print.
Is it only? Oh yeah, because you only have one file in that directory, right? So it's only showing you one.
1 second. Let me get rid of all these prints.
Yeah. A little shortcut there.
Don't worry about it, man.
Shortcut.
Those are Vim things. Those are Vim things. Are you sure you want this OS stat bullshit?
Yeah, I need that.
Disgusting.
The OS stat on its own just displays the last modified time in seconds, but I converted to that.
I already see a problem though. This is ghetto because you said you want the absolute file path, and it's saying Apple Yo, right, instead of the full thing. Yeah. So what is it called?
That's what called.
And you know what's messing me up too? It's only printing. Oh, is it printing all?
You know what's messed up is your Twitch background makes me think that there's bugs crawling.
Yeah. It is kind of messed up like that. My friend's better at Oh, I see it here. I see Apple tonight. I see it all. I just don't see the full path file name. Okay. Star, you shut up. Yeah. What was I doing? I was gonna put the word directory in front of here. I was gonna join everything. I don't know how this is working, man. I don't know how this is working because I'm passing it just a string, like a text file. Like when display path, what do I get here? Display path returns path. What could that be? I'm saying it's like the full path because we're doing like an OS join and everything.
Yeah.
But it's not. I'm messing up right here. It's not supposed to be just path. It's supposed to be absolute path. And so I don't even know what kind of data you're getting back on other calls, because then that sets FP, right? And then if that sets FP and then you're passing into like file size, who touched it last, and hash value, I don't know what the hell you're getting, like how it knows where you're at, because that's just a string. Let me do this again. I would trust this much more, whatever the hell just happened. I don't even know if it's different. Yo, root edu Apple Yo. I want size. I don't know what the hell is size 0. What the hell is ST size? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of all this. I don't understand what the hell.
I don't know why. Why is it returning?
That's what
it should
I was
only be
telling
returning
you.
the converted time.
You just want no. I don't care about the time, man. I'm tripping about this damn OS stat result thing you get back. It's
That's what
your
I'm
first
saying.
thing.
Yeah. The OS stat is that's the time.
Oh no, you're getting too much shit back when you just do a regular OS stat. You get everything
wait.
about that thing. Everything.
OS stat is size.
You get everything. You don't want that.
And I don't want that shit.
So that means you were going to want OS stat dir file, and there's something else. I think it is dot size OS stat Python 3 size in bytes of plain file, amount of data waiting on some special file, st size. I want file size. Python how to get file size.
Sure, that's exactly what I do with.
Get size or stat.st size. Which one do you want to do?
.st size at the end. That's what I did wrong.
Well, now you're doing stat dot get or st underscore size. St underscore size. All right, now it's gonna be cleaner. Apple.
I didn't even
That's what I'm
realize
talking
that.
about.
Yeah.
This looks right actually because it's saying 0, 0, and tonight was the only one I wrote some shit in and it says 9. I don't like how the fuck this looks, so you're gonna have to put in that pretty table crap.
Yeah, dude, that fucking pretty table is a pain in the ass to get working. You gotta like create a dictionary.
Well, you got a dictionary right now. You just have a dictionary with I don't even know what the hell.
So I gotta somehow format the dictionary with the pretty table.
So you can have like the headers pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but I guarantee you there's examples. So how much are you gonna pay me for this file?
So I wasn't that far off though, right?
Dude, I have no freaking clue where you started at. Let me see this. Let me see this. Wait. Alright, so this is what happened. I don't know if you can move all the functions down south. I'm gonna try it right now. Like if I highlight all these functions, remove them from here, and then put them down here.
Yeah, right? You saved it, right?
It's saved. Put them right there. If I rerun this, it's gonna be like, yo, maybe I don't know where that function is. Yeah, get file names does not define. So the definition.
Weird. I thought you could put the functions anywhere.
Dude, I'm retarded. I have a feeling. I just showed you, man. I don't know, man. This is what I noticed. I'm putting all the function definitions up here. In fact, even this file details thing, I'm gonna put this up here too. What else can I put up here? Nothing else. Okay. Boom. Run this again, see how it goes. See if I broke it. Alright. So, let's get this file back to you.
It wasn't that far off though, right?
This is the big problem was just understanding that you could have gone down this rabbit hole where you got to do the for each file and then like try to like work with an array because their file was a list of files instead, or you could have just realized you could refactor this whole thing so you don't have to do a for each file on all of them. Your whole point was to try to make all your functions as simple as possible. Otherwise, you're gonna get stuck like this, and you're gonna scrap it in the future and have to start rewriting it again. Happens all the time. All right, so what I do here, I need this file. I don't care what people say. Media code. Copy. I'm gonna drop this on you. I hope Discord takes it.
Good.
Yes. Look at that, man. I reduced your file size from 1.34 kilobytes to 1.18. Man, I thought my shit was vibrating, but no. It's just Cassandra being popular. Hey Zuma, do you drink? Are you an alcoholic?
No.
Did you stop drinking?
I stopped.
I don't even know if you drink it up. Oh, I'm only asking so I can tell you that Lagavulin is amazing.
We drink wine and we drink beer every once in a while too, but mostly wine right now.
Beer is making me fat, so I gotta drink a Lagavulin. Alright.
Yeah, but the last thing we drank was like Moscato.
Boom, I'm out of this. There's too much sugar in that. Boom, I'm out of this.